I may, I would like to ask first Mr. Ryzhenkov. I mean, we know that 2014 has been a very challenging year for the steel globally. We've seen the slides, we've seen the situation in China, we've seen, my very simple question is your expectation for 2025, and also during the last 2 years, and you know it very well, the market has been impacted also by some events that were also, of course, unforeseen. What could be an event that could impact the market positively or negatively, of course? I mean, is there a sign that we are waiting also on the global arena to understand where the market goes?
As you know, the steel market is very cyclical in nature, and we've been at its peak at the end of 2021, beginning of 2022, after which certain events, of which tragically we're part of now, caused the market go into downturn. The war in Ukraine broke out, and we've seen the spiking energy prices, we've seen disruptions in the supply chains, we've seen economic uncertainty throughout the world. 2022 and 2023 were the 2 years in which the world tried to cope with the consequences of this war that broke out in the middle of Europe. Now we have a Middle Eastern war to add to that as well. 2024 was a kind of a year in which we adjusted to the new reality. I think most of us and other speakers may confirm that as well, that we as long-term players in the steel industry, we understand that in a downturn you have to adjust to it, and you just have to wait until the market turns to the better. And that's what we've done. Specifically on Metinvest, we've improved our financial results, albeit low base in 2023, but still we established new logistics, we established new partnerships, and now we're waiting for the next year, for the 2025. Just to mention, if you look at the downturn in the steel cycle which we're witnessing right now, I think it's the longest downturn we witnessed in the last 20 years. The previous ones in 2008, 2009 took about 9 months. Before that, in the beginning of 2000, it was less than 1.5 years. Here we're seeing it more than 2 years now.
Yes.
That is the reason why cautiously optimistic about 2025. There has to be a turn in the market. There has to be a revival of the consumption. Of course, right now we see high interest rates. We see uncertainty in the world economy. We see the conflicts on the arena. But already some of the governments are taking some actions. We've seen the action by the US government on cutting Fed rates. We've seen a stimulus package which has been introduced by the Chinese government.
Yes, definitely.
So hopefully this will all lead to a turning point in the market.
Hopefully sooner rather than later.
Hopefully sooner rather than later, although you still have lots of things that can temper it. You have volatility. We have volatility in the European market. It's probably been most volatile in the last year or so, out of many other markets which we look at. We have imports competition. We see quite a significant dumping of imports on the European market, and specifically we see imports rising by 12%. First quarter 2023 to first quarter 2024. Now imports of semis is more than 27% of apparent steel consumption here in Europe, and we see, of course, the energy prices and the conflicts that are happening. Having said that, as I said, there are good signs from the major players to revive the economic activity, and also there are efforts to end the conflicts, or at least to freeze the conflicts that are going on. That includes the Ukrainian situation. You've seen the UN assembly where many world leaders were talking about necessity to end the war. Pretty similar sentiment is on the Middle Eastern conflict. So hopefully if those things align together in 2025, we will see a much brighter picture.